Hey there, YouTube. Spyderco just had their Factory Seconds sale. It's July of 2023, and Spyderco does this maybe once, sometimes twice a year. They have a sale where you can only buy directly from Spyderco Factory Seconds. These are knives and accessories that didn't make it through quality control for one reason or another, and so they've been deeply discounted, and then they're sold with a no returns policy and no warranty. I bought several different things, so I have 3 different boxes of stuff from this Factory Seconds sale. Let's go ahead and open up this first one and see what's in here. Opening this today with the Hogue Deca Magna Cut with Ultem handle scales. Okay, so no boxes, we just got the knives in little plastic wrap pouches. And in this case, we have a Manix 2 in CPM 15V. And a Sage, sorry, no, Para 3 in Maximate. Let's proceed to box number 2. This is the second of 3 boxes from the Spyderco Factory Seconds sale. I'm going to open this up. And we've got 3 items in here. We've got a cook's knife. Okay. With a phenolic handle in VG10. We've got a PM2 in CPM 15V. With a big brown bear heat treat. And we've got an Ayub serrated or spider edge. All right, and then we'll go to box number 3. And here's package 3 of 3 from the Spyderco Seconds sale. I'm going to open this up. Alright, and this one got 3 knives knocking around, all of which have come out of their bubble wrap. So there may be some dings on these just from shipping. But we've got 3 things. Let's take a quick look. We've got the Sage 1 in Maximate. I'm not seeing anything obviously wrong. Well, maybe a little imperfection in the G10. Yeah, a couple of, there's a little sort of a stain there. Maximate, of course, is a very hard steel that can hold an edge for an extraordinarily long time. The blade looks pretty good on this. There's that little nick that they add to make sure to indicate that something's a second. We got a military. Let's go ahead and compare that Maximate with one that's in first condition. Yeah. So I guess it's the G10. Had a couple of dark spots and maybe a couple little scratches on it. Although some of those could have happened in the shipping on the way to me. All right, so we've got the Maximate. Got a military, Spyderco military model. This is not the military 2 with the compression lock. This is the original liner lock style military. Lockup looks good. Not seeing a lot wrong with this. Action's good. Let's look at it compared to a St. Nick's Sprint Run military that was in first condition. They did sell some of these apparently in the mystery box. You could buy 3 knives for $250 in a mystery box, and at least one person I know got a St. Nick's military in the mystery box. This one I bought from St. Nick's when they issued the Sprint Run. So this is a first condition military, the red one. Okay. And so, yeah, I don't really see any big issues with that knife. Seems to be in pretty good shape. It's centered. Action's good. Lockup's good. And then the third thing that was in this package was a little um, multi-tool slip joint with a knife blade. This is made in China. And scissors. I think this is a clip tool. I could be wrong about that. It might be called something else, but it's just a little keychain. Well, it's got a pocket clip on it, but I'll probably take that off and use it as a keychain knife, keychain multi-tool. All right, and that's got some scratches on the exterior that I can see, so that probably explains why that's in second condition. So the Cook's knife is a model that's been discontinued for a couple of years, and I picked up one in serrated edge and one in plain edge for my wife as a present, because she likes to do some cooking. And both of them suffered some damage within the first several months. They, she dropped them, and the handles, chunks of the handles scales broke off. This is the phenolic plastic, and I made out of cocobolo wood some replacement scales for the plain edged version, and it came out all right. But even though I used a pretty stable wood, you can see that there's some swelling around the bracket nuts. What do they call these? Bracket bolts. Sorry, bracket bolts. Um, and I used spacers in here, which I probably wouldn't do if I was going to do it again. I used vulcanized paper, which is supposed to be pretty impervious to water, but there's some little gaps that are forming in here, and I don't know, I think it could harbor bacteria. So I saw that this was available again as a factory second. Figured I'd give it one more try. Hopefully this handle survives or doesn't get dropped. As you can see, it was $63 at that sale price, which is pretty good. I don't see anything obviously wrong with it. It may just be that it was a discontinued model and they had some stock left. The profile is a little bit more sheep's footy at the tip. I mean, just ever so slightly. It's a little bit pointier, I think, on the other version. But that might just be a product of the blade changing a little bit, the profile changing a little bit because it's been sharpened a few times. So yeah, these are susceptible to breakage, as I have discovered. But still, it's a good length, and VG10 is better steel than most kitchen knives, even from reputable cutlery manufacturers. Oops, sorry for the shaking camera there. So yeah, I'm pleased I was able to pick one of these up. All right, so comparing the factory second Ayub to a factory first condition Ayub, it's pretty clear to me that the issue here is with the serrations and how they were cut. You can see, especially toward the tip, these last couple of serrations seem to be a little wonky um, compared to this one that's done correctly. Uh, yeah, pretty sure that's the reason that this was declared a factory second. Um, like all factory seconds, it has a little notch that's been cut into the spine of the blade near the back. That helps to identify it as a factory second, um, which means that they won't service it for warranty. Um, and also that helps to alert, uh, buyers on the secondary market that they're getting a factory second. I also notice a little. Well, no, I guess that's about the same. The tips. Yeah, the grind's not exactly even because there's no secondary bevel on the back side of the serrated edge. So at the very tip, it's chisel ground. Kind of. Pretty hard to tell what about this PM2 makes it a factory second and not a factory first. I mean, it is notched right there, right, which they do to the seconds. They put a little notch uh, to differentiate it so that they can tell for sure that it should not be warranted. Um, but this one is a factory first condition. See, no notch, just the jimping. Um, and I'll show you both of them up close, and you can see if you can spot what it is that makes one of these a second and one of them a first condition. I have a guess, but I'm not entirely confident that it's correct. All right, so my guess is that this factory second didn't get stonewashed quite as much as they're supposed to, because you can still see some of the machining lines, the vertical lines uh, in that steel. And on this one you can't. The stonewash has completely eliminated that. So that's my guess. If you spotted something else, let me know in the comments. But considering that it's less than half price, I'm pretty pleased with the condition of this factory second PM2. So here's an overview shot of everything I got in the factory second sale this year. And I know there are a lot of people who are frustrated. I was frustrated with the website initially. It was overwhelmed by traffic, and people who were there at 9 a.m. Mountain Time when the thing started, trying to place an order, couldn't even load the web page. I mean, it was even the Spyderco homepage was not loading for a while. They just had too much traffic to handle, and some people stayed and refreshed the page for hours until they were able to get in and buy some things. And some people got frustrated and had to go and gave up, and weren't able to get anything, or were only able to get a few things when they wanted to get more. Um, I'm sympathetic to people feeling frustrated about that. Spyderco came out and issued an apology on Instagram. Uh, if that was the way that they conducted business on a day-to-day basis, obviously it would be a big problem. But it's not. You know, dealing with their factory seconds is something that they just do once in a while, and you know, the volume was more than they could handle. I'm not really all that mad at them. They're not, you know, I mean, they have an online store, but it's usually very low traffic. Most of their business is through their retailers. Um, you know, they're just not don't have the online infrastructure to handle something quite that big. Uh, and they did their best. And I was able to uh, stick around and refresh the page until I was able to get in. And I bought the reason these came in 3 boxes was because I would put a couple things in my shopping cart that I wanted and check out. Once I had at least $150 worth of stuff in there to cover the shipping, you get free shipping at $150. Um, because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to, you know, continue browsing. Sometimes it would freeze up and not load the page, and then I'd come back later, after some time had passed, and order a couple more things. Um, and later in the day, the site became a lot more agreeable. After a few hours, when it was just completely unusable, it did get better. And they actually added some stuff to it. They added a bunch of ceramic sharpening rods and some other, you know, odds and ends for the latecomers. Uh, but yeah, there were a few things that were available initially that sold out. There was a Spyderco Paisan that was like $300 or something that I saw the very first time I was able to load the page, and then that was gone subsequently when I came back and looked later. Um, so if you were trying to get one of those items that they had in very limited supply, you might have been out of luck. And you know, that's just how it goes. It's not. I'm sure Spyderco didn't intend to frustrate people and make them waste their time trying to get into the website, but that's what happens when you have really high traffic. So I'm pleased with what I was able to get, and I hope that some of you were able to get some good things too. I know that all the stuff they had, they sold pretty much, you know, by the end of the day, uh, most of the knives were gone. There were just a few sort of H1 Salt Series things left, a couple of fixed blades, um, and maybe one or two folders. Um, but you know, I think I'd rather they do this, they offer this service and have it go badly than not offer it at all, uh, and just trash the seconds, or sell them only in the physical store there in Golden, because that's not accessible to a lot of people. Um, so I'm pleased with what I got. I hope that some of you were able to get some things that you wanted as well. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and you'll see lots and lots of knives. All right, thanks. Bye.